What it do, what it do, what it do.
I'm definitely face of boxing. Absolutely.
They up the level, I'm gonna up the level with them every time.
I mean what I say, lines only for.
Charlo just dropped Lewin with that sweeping right and goes down face first. It's
What it do? What it do? What it do, everyone? This is your boy KQKC Boxing Network. We are back once again. I am back once again. Nothing but great boxing since a Friday. And now we're going to talk about it. But first, we got my co-host, none other than Knockout Boxing 86 TV. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, KQ? Salute to the entire chat, man. How you doing, bro? How's everything going this morning?
Man, it's going good, man. It's going good. I'm a little tired. I'm still, it's funny, man. I'm still tired from Friday.
Yeah, you calling them? Top Rank card had you live for 18 hours trying to call one fight card.
I know.
Top Rank had them long ass cards, man.
I know. I mean, they always trying to get these fights, which I like. You're getting the prospects chance to shine and to work on things and things like that. And, I appreciate them doing that. But once they get up there and become a star or whatever, then that's when they mess up.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody leaves. Yeah.
You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying.
So we're going to go ahead on and get this party started since we started a little late.
Yes, sir.
We're a little late, so I'm gonna go ahead and see who all in the building. Like my man, all things is up in here. We got my man Dodge J is up in here. Thrill Hill from Blueberry Hill is up in here. What's going on, Marquis? All right, I'm Don Drinkton. What's going on with you, brother? All right, Chase Money is up in the building, man. Oh, Teach, I see you, man. What's happening? All right, appreciate you coming in. All right, Terry W, what's going on with you? Oh, wow. D-Ray live on the drive, baby. Yes, sir. Omaha, Nebraska is in the building. PLG Ski is up in here. All right. Yes, sir. Ab Boyer 83 is up in here. Oh, good to see you, brother. All right. Cooking with Sir Senior is up in here. YG AB 22 is up in here. Creole the Traveler is up in here. All right. Open it. LD is in the building. All right. Yes, sir. And that's all we got for right now. And don't forget, man, I'll show you love today for Knockout Boxing and KQKC. All right. We working hard. He got his cash app right under him.
No, my cash app is under maintenance right now. I'm trying to upgrade the account. So right now, my cash app is not accepting any payments, but if y'all want to hit the PayPal, you can just use that email knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com. But just make sure for sure y'all show love to KQKC today. You know what I mean? But yeah, for sure.
All right. We got Flawless Mentality and D1 is in the building. Just boxing talk, baby. Yes, sir. All right. Okay. Let's get started on Knockout. What's up?
Yeah, man. So I want to start with a fight because obviously we had some fights on Friday, and I want to start with Bruce Shushu Carrington. Bruce Shushu Carrington was able to get the win over Suleiman Sagawa. A closer fight than I'm sure what he expected it to be. But what's your thoughts on that fight, man? Shushu and what he was able to do in that fight against Sagawa.
It was a good fight, but I was surprised that it was a close fight. Because Sagawa had some fast hands, and I don't know his hands were that fast, and he was catching and shoot with a few things, but I don't like when a fighter sit there and play with their food. I don't like when a fighter sit there knowing you ain't got the fight like completely won, so you there, acting, making faces and dropping your hands and this and that, and you ain't winning. I mean, this guy is right there. He was right there in the fight. So, Now, the last fight, he did pretty good. That's when Tim Brown said, "Oh man, shoot, he passed a contender now." Well, it's like he took a step back the other night, and he got to do better, So he gonna have to go back to the lab, work it out, and see what he can do better.
Yeah,
Because this ain't the only one he gonna see with a different look. He gonna run into a lot of fights with different looks. I think he underestimated that guy. So that's how I look at it.
You could be right about the underestimation. I think Bruce Carrington might have an issue dealing with southpaws. I think that's the first southpaw I've seen him fight professionally, and that guy gave him a lot of trouble with that straight left hand. And a lot of his angles was very awkward for Bruce Carrington. And so a lot of times when you fight orthodox fighters, the head movement that you use to get away from their power hand, their brick hand, the way that you parry their shots from their brick hand and their right hand, you got to move in a totally different direction, and you're using a totally different hand when you're trying to block the power shots and the angles of a southpaw fighter. And he looked to struggle with that. Even the footwork is different, right? Like because you got to try to get your foot on the outside of their lead foot, because your lead foots are in constant competition with each other along with your lead hand. So I thought he struggled with a lot of basic fundamentals of how you're supposed to deal with a southpaw when you're an orthodox fighter. So I think he needs to get in the gym and spar some southpaws more. They may need to put him in the ring with another southpaw, because the way that boxing is going in this day and age, a lot of the fighters are being taught coming up now to be southpaws. So it's a lot more southpaws in boxing today than it was 10, 15, even 20 years ago, because that's how guys are being taught, because it's harder to deal with. That's why when you go through boxing, a lot of the top guys in divisions are littered with southpaw fighters. When you think of Shakur Stevenson, obviously you think of Gervonta Tank Davis. Terrence Crawford fights predominantly from the southpaw stance. A lot of the guys are starting to be southpaws. And so if Bruce Carrington wants to fight at the top of these divisions and become world champion, I'd be willing to bet my money he gonna run into a southpaw. He gonna run into a southpaw sooner or later. So you got to figure that out, because no disrespect to Soliman Sagawa, he was coming off of a good victory against Ruben Villa, but Soliman Sagawa is not the high level of southpaw that's gonna that you're gonna have to face moving forward. So if you're already struggling with somebody like him, it could get real ugly for you as you move forward in your career if you don't figure that out. So that's really all I got on it, man. I thought he did enough to win, but I was not impressed. Kind of like you, I was surprised that he didn't show up and show out in New York like he always do.
But you hit it right on the spot, knockout, because 2 or 3 people in my chat said the same thing. Shushu having a problem with the angles. He having a problem with the southpaw stance. So you hit that right on the head. And also, you're right also about more southpaws are fighting. Because see, when I was coming up, southpaw, they outlawed southpaws. You couldn't fight in the southpaw stance. This was before my time, rather.
Yeah.
And then they brought it back because other southpaw were trying to fight orthodox because they couldn't fight southpaw. But now it's vice versa, and now everything coming around full circle. So yeah, you're gonna see more southpaws in the future. So
sure.
Okay, yeah. So that's all I have on that. Yeah.
So Devin Haney filed a lawsuit against Ryan Garcia, man. we gotta talk about that. This document is a little long, but I'm not sure if you read it. I don't know if the people in the chat have read it. I want to read the main part of it. I got it from Boxing Scene. I want to read this and then have you respond to it. I read pretty quickly, so it shouldn't take too long. It should only take a couple. Okay. So this is from BoxingScene.com, and this is from Devin Haney's attorney, Pat English. So this is what he says about them suing Ryan Garcia. He says Devin is a consummate professional, and Ryan Garcia has shown no respect for himself and the business or the sport. Devin is the face of boxing because he challenged the franchise in many ways by working with multiple promoters, by crossing the sides of the street among broadcasters, and now he's challenging PEDUs. This is for the good. This is for all good of the sport. That's what Bill Haney said. Then Pat English continues about the lawsuit. He says, at no time did Devin Haney consent to engage in a bout against a boxer who was positive for a performance-enhancing drug, performance-enhancing procedure, or masking agent, and would not have proceeded with the bout had he known. The New York State Athletic Commission would not have permitted the bout had it known of the positive finding of Garcia's IV use. Adding insult to the commission and to the sport of boxing, Mr. Garcia has alleged that he was high as F during his bout with Mr. Haney. This very clearly brings disrepute on the sport of boxing and by derivation on the New York State Athletic Commission. The actions of Ryan Garcia and those who assisted him evince a high degree of moral turpitude and demonstrate wanton dishonesty as to imply criminal indifference to his civil obligations, as well as willful or wanton negligence or recklessness, or where there is a conscious disregard of the rights of others or conduct so reckless as amount to such disregard. In the battery count, Haney at no time agreed to engage in a bout against an individual who had taken performance-enhancing drugs. His consent was limited to a bout held fairly and under the rules and prohibitions set forth above. Thus, the fighting by Garcia was non-consensual. Devin Haney suffered damages in that he suffered physical injury, reputational damage, which will amount to millions of dollars, and emotional and mental distress. By virtue of his actions, Ryan Garcia has enriched at the expense of Devin Haney to the tune of millions of dollars. Specifically, Ryan Garcia advanced his reputation at the expense of Devin Haney. This translates to significant loss of future earnings for Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia additionally received millions of dollars to which he was not entitled. It is against equity and good conscience to permit Ryan Garcia to retain what is sought to be recovered in this action. Under the terms of that consent order, Ryan Garcia must, and then they start talking about what they want, what he's supposed to pay Golden Boy. I'm not really worried about that part of it. Long story short, to sum it up, KQ, Devin Haney is suing Ryan Garcia for battery, fraud, and false enrichment. And he's trying to make the case that he did that because Ryan Garcia was acting crazy before the fight, because he came in overweight, and because he cheated. What is your reaction? So first, because I got a lot of questions surrounding this and a lot of stuff I want to talk about. First, what is your overall thought just on Devin Haney suing Ryan Garcia after their fight? What's your thoughts on just the action of him going to court and suing Ryan Garcia?
Well, first of all, it's boxing, and everybody is getting battered every time they fight. That's the name of the game. It's a combat sport. And, and the thing about it is he's taking the coward way out. I made the thumbnail, not knockout, y'all. So if y'all have a problem with that, let me know. But one thing about it is he's taking the coward way out. Now, you can make money and you get your lick back by rematching him. That would take care of the court costs and all that right in that match. And you get a chance to put your hands on him legally. Now, I'm just going to talk about what you asked me, just what I think about it.
Yeah.
I think about it just coward. It's just coward and jealousy. That's what it is. Ryan, nobody look at him like, oh, you're a drug cheating man. Get him out of here. Get him out of boxing. See, no. Everybody like, man, look. He didn't know it was in his system, allegedly. He didn't know it was in his system. And wait a minute. It wasn't even that much. No, that was Ryan, all Ryan. Because then, here you go. You got weightlifters. Don't even watch the sports. They come out and saying that, Austrian, they don't do that to you. They just make you lose weight. That's all. So that shows me that, you just had no good game plan. You underestimated Ryan. That's what I think about it. I think he was a coward for doing this.
Yeah. So for me, man, I think what Devin Haney is doing is it's going to be even if he wins the case, because I'll ask you whether or not in a minute do you think he can win the case and your breakdown of everything. But whether or not he wins, I think it just puts him the thing that he's trying to get back, which is his reputation, and kind of get his marketability and make people want to pay him more money, basically, because it's about money. It's about him trying to get money from Ryan Garcia. I think that's not going to work. I think that it's going to make people want to stay away from him, meaning promoters, because he's suing Oscar De La Hoya too.
Right, good boy, yeah.
And I think that the fans, it's going to be a backlash behind this. You can already see it all over social media. No one's really messing with it because a lot of people feel like you should just go, like kind of what you said. You should just go fight the guy and go get it back because you get to make millions of dollars. And that's what's expected of you in the sport of boxing, no matter how unfair or how unjust people think it may be in the real world. In boxing, we've seen what Miguel Cotto did. We saw what Deontay Wilder tried to do when he felt like he was cheated. What we're used to and what we expect, the expectation is if somebody wronged you and you have an opportunity to put hands on them and fight them, that's the expectation. That's what's expected of you as a warrior and what's supposed to amount to a modern day gladiator in the sport of boxing. You're supposed to go in there, fight the guy, and prove to everybody that it really was the Osterring. Because at the end of the day, that's what's expected of you. So I think that it's a bad move in terms of him trying to be, because as I read to you, his father is saying he's still the face of boxing, which is baloney. We know that, but we know that's the goal, right? We know he wants to be we know he wants to be a superstar in the sport of boxing. This is going to directly affect and directly deter that goal or that pursuit, bro. People aren't gonna be messing with this. The only people that are signing off on this or kind of defending this or thinking that it's the right thing to do are people that are huge fans of his, right? People that really like him. Other than that, it ain't just Tank Davis fans. Boxing fans in general are like, nah, bro, you need to just fight him. This lawsuit is crazy. What are you doing? So I think overall the lawsuit, whether he wins it or loses it, I don't think it's gonna have the effect that he wants it to have, bro. It's already, you can already see it right now. And then when the case starts and more information comes out and they get to argue and stuff, man, people are gonna be cooking Devin Haney alive every day for as long as that case lasts. So I just think it's a bad move. Not because he's gonna win or lose. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I just think it's a bad move because the public perception of it is that, like you said, people are thinking he's taking the coward way out. People are thinking he don't want no smoke. So it's just not good. It's not a good look for him, man. No matter how you slice it or how you dice it, the boxing public as a whole and the casual fans as a whole, they're not messing with this decision, man. They're not messing with this decision, which is in turn, even if he gets money from Ryan Garcia, you know how you get paid in the future? You still got to get people to come to your fights. You still got to get people to buy your fights. And this is going to turn people off from wanting to buy his fights and wanting to do business with him in the future, man. Because if you, like, think about it, like, it's one thing to sue Ryan Garcia, but now promoters are like, damn, so if a fighter pop dirty and I ain't got no control over it, you might sue me. People are gonna think it's even more risky to do business with you. So it's just I don't know, man. I don't think this was the way to go, but he's taking advice from whoever he's taking advice from, and that's what he's gonna decide to do. So we'll see how it all works out. Crazy thing is, I hope he wins because I do believe Ryan Garcia to be a cheater, but with the case and kind of the stuff that we know about it, I think that's gonna be a hard case for him to win. But that's my thoughts on it, man. I think it's a bad move because it only hurts his market value and it only hurts his reputation even more, man.
Yeah, you're right. It does hurt his reputation and market value, and when you have coaches like Calvin Ford come out and say what he said. I mean, Calvin Ford was acting like that was Tank. He was so mad. He said, man, who does that? And we know who Devin Haney listening to. We know who he listening to. And you got to start thinking for yourself. Your dad is your dad. He can always be your dad. But one thing about it is you got to stand on your own 2 feet and say, Dad, look, I got this. Thank you. And one thing about my father, I would take his advice. I would listen to his advice, but I'm going to do what I want to do. I always said that. I make up my own mind, but I listen. There's nothing wrong with listening. And now I think he's caught up in a trick bag now where he want to be Tank and he wants to be Floyd. He want a big entourage and walk around like Floyd. Nobody trying to mess with you, Devin. You know, then you try to be Tank. You talked about Tank. You said this about him, a purse, all that. Then you sitting up there taking a picture with a purse. I mean, whatever the bag, whatever they call it now. Then you got the chrome hearts, the chrome hearts. Then all of a sudden you got a chrome heart bag. You know, you got to look. I think he have an identity crisis problem. I think he wants to be a star, but he just don't have the power or the skill set to get up there or the backing. Eddie Hearn threw him on the bus not once but twice. I mean, now Bob Arum, he don't want to deal with you. You know, I don't know. Go ahead, knock out. Man.
Yeah. So continuing the coverage of this case, I know we're not lawyers, obviously. Do you think it's a winnable case? Do you think he can win?
No, I don't think so, because they're going to take the New York State Athletic Committee. They're going to look at their decision, and they're going to bring in experts and explain what Austrian really does to you. And it doesn't give you strength, because Ryan was running out of gas. You know, if he lay it right, and if he got the money to, get a good lawyer, if he lay it down right and lay it out right, then, and also, this is a combat sport. You're going to get beat up. You're going to get your jaw broken, get your jaw swelled. That's what's going to happen. But yes, they most likely they would throw it out. It's they might send him back down to a lower court. Well, they're in the regular court right now. What I'm talking about. Yeah, they're in the regular court right now. But no, I don't think he can win this case. Because it just boxing. And the main thing is that Austrian, the face of boxing. We all know you're not the face of boxing. Little things like that. The lawyer, he getting that from Bill and whatever. He's supposed to do what he's supposed to do. He making his money. He got to do that. But cheating is cheating. I don't agree with it. Never did, never will. But one thing about it is they have proven that he didn't really know nothing about it. That's why the lawyer said that who all involved. But see, then his lawyer, he can come back and say, listen, on cross-examination, he can say, wait a minute. Now, you're good friends with Victor Conti, right? Can you explain to me? What have Victor Conti done in the past? What did he go to jail for? Things like that. They could turn it around on him.
Yeah.
That's why I say Victor Conti is going to bite them in the ass one day. And this might be the day.
Yeah, I think so. After reading through it, I hope he can win. I hope he wins because just because I'm rooting for him to win over Ryan, but I don't think it's going to happen because if you look at if you break it down and you look at what they're trying to prove to prove their case of battery and fraud and false enrichment, they're trying to point to Ryan Garcia's behavior before the fight. They're trying to point to him coming in overweight, and they're trying to point to him basically being a cheater, talking about his Ostarine and talking about the alleged IV usage that Ryan had based on the zone video or whatever. The issue is, bro, like you can't. How do you prove that what he was doing before the fight and his behavior was him trying to trick you into doing battery or fraud or whatever the case may be, when you can't speak to his state of mind? What if he really believed the stuff that he was saying?
Right.
What if you're playing mind games with you? So they throwing that out off the rip just because how does your lawyer gonna prove that he was crazy or that he wasn't crazy or that he did it on purpose or that he was just saying stuff to throw you out? And then how do you tie that to he did all that to commit battery against you? People say do mind games in boxing all the time. Hell, his lawyer could argue back that you and your daddy said y'all was gonna kill him in the ring. If you want to talk about people's behavior before the fight, so I think that part of it is very hard. Then you go to them talking about the weight and Ryan Garcia being overweight to try to prove their case. That's easy to throw out because all they got to do is show him the contract that Devin Haney signed saying that he was okay with him being overweight, and then show him how they paid Devin Haney an extra $650,000 to let Ryan Garcia come in overweight. So they throwing that shit out because all they got to do is say, hold on, bro. They complaining about him being 3.5 pounds over. Here go paperwork that they signed before the fight saying that they was cool with it. And our penalty for that was paying them extra money so Ryan could come in overweight. So that shit getting thrown out off the rip because you already agreed to it. So you can't use that. So all they really gonna be arguing is the IV shit and the Osterine. And the New York State Athletic Commission didn't even suspend Ryan Garcia for Osterine.
No, he didn't. No.
They suspended him for non-disclosure of what he was taking.
Exactly.
So how do you they couldn't even prove it, and their burden of proof is less because that's just the commission. When you go to court, you got to have even more proof to try to prove your case. You got to have even more evidence to try to prove your case. So they're gonna be like, damn, like they couldn't prove it. So how you gonna prove it here? Because you don't know if you can't say what Ryan Garcia took. You wasn't in the room with him. Ain't no recording saying he did that shit on purpose. They just gonna argue like he didn't know what was in it, and they gonna use the same shit that they sent to VIDA to show it was cross-contamination. And they're gonna be like, look, this is a supplement he took. He didn't know it was in it. And how they gonna prove that he lying or that his legal team is lying? When you're in a situation like this and there's a lot of circumstantial shit, man, it's really hard for the person that's accusing the other person to of whatever it is to prove their case, because it's basically a he said, she said right now. That's really all it is. It's a he said, she said, and there's nothing you can do. Even the IV shit, like they can, like you can't tell whether or not the shit was going in his arm. You don't even know what that fluid was, and it wasn't nothing in his system. You know what I mean? You can't say he was doing drugs because he didn't test positive for no drugs before the fight. Everything that they would use, there's no proof of it, bro. There's just
it's all circumstantial. Yeah.
So it's just going to me. I hope he wins because I believe that Ryan cheated on purpose. I really do, but that's what I believe. I can't prove it to you though, KQ. I can't prove it to you. And when you're trying to get millions and millions of dollars for somebody, you gotta be able to prove that shit, man.
Right.
They're not just gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, circumstance. I see what you're saying. That picture do look like such. Ryan team gonna say, man, he was just trolling. He ain't really putting nothing in his arm. Show me a positive test. Show me what was that. Yep. They gonna all his lawyer got to stand up and do and say, cool, you argue all that shit for IV. What was in his IV? What did he test positive for? And can't nobody say shit. I don't know. And so you don't know what that was. So how you gonna prove that he was using that shit to mask some shit if nothing was in his system, bro?
Just like he weighed in, he looked like he was drinking a beer. That wasn't beer, but it looked like it, you know. And you could do the same thing with the IV.
Yeah. Salute to Miss KO. What's up, baby? Salute to my wife in the building. Yeah, bro. So and then it's a lose-lose situation, KQ. And this is what I've been telling people when I first reacted to it yesterday. It's a lose-lose situation because if he wins the case, he's still not gonna get his public image back, right? But he would get some money. So he's still losing that regard. But if he loses the case, KQ, and then Ryan and his team is able to come up with more evidence to prove cross-contamination, your reputation gonna take an even bigger hit, and you still have to pay your attorney. So you lose money. If you don't win this case, you're gonna lose money because Pat English ain't doing this shit for free.
Oh yeah. No, I said.
So it's like, damn, bro, it's a lose-lose situation. The only win-win for him in this situation would have been to fight him again and beat his ass. That's gonna get your reputation back. That's gonna get your status back, and that's gonna get you millions and millions of dollars. And it'll prove to people that, hey, it really was just the Osterine. If he didn't have this shit in his system, look what I did to him. Because right now, you alluded to it. People are like, yeah, bro, he took Osterine. I think he a dirty fighter. I don't condone dirty fighters. But what about the game plan that Devin Haney had? What about the horrible instructions he got in the corner? What about the fact that his defense showed a lot of flaws? Like, people are pointing to other shit because you haven't fought him to prove that your excuse is legitimate. And people are going to forever do that to Devin until he gets in there and fights Ryan again and hopefully beats his ass in the second fight. That's really all it is to it, bro.
Yeah, you know, and it's, I don't know if it's me or what, but it seemed like Devin kind of like not losing it, but he just like everything someone mentioned about his name, he's right there. It seemed like he's watching for his name to be mentioned, and he's taking it really hard in a way. not because he got hurt, or got whooped. It's because of his reputation.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. That's why they're suing for reputation. They're talking about mental damages and shit because he did. It is affecting him. You know, this is supposed to be boogeyman, dog.
Yeah, but that's not Ryan's fault though. You see, that's on him. You know, from not bagging up. You know, everything he said he was. He's not.
You supposed to be the boogeyman. You supposed to be you know, Hanos, you know,
Right.
Lord Haney, whatever it is they call you. Supposed to be all that. Ryan was supposed to be a trash ass C-level fighter. Remember, like he's supposed to be somebody that you just whoop on. You know, Ryan was so trash. Him and Tank Davis was just an exhibition fight. Remember, it wasn't even a real fight. Like that's why it's playing on him, bro. When you talk like that and then you don't deliver, bro, it's gonna play on you, and then people are clowning you because you gotta understand y'all dished it out for so many years, bro. Like just at every single fan base, every single fighter, every fighter was a bitch. Everybody was ducking them. Other fans didn't know what the hell they were talking about. You know, if you ain't rocking with Devin, then you ain't rocking with boxing. If you don't love him, then you're not a true boxing fan. And so when you do that shit for years and years and years, and then something else happened, oh, it's gonna be hard for you to get over. That's why he punched on that dude. Man, listen. That's why he punched on that, tried to punch that dude at the fair. That dude probably said something about Ryan Garcia, bro.
Yeah.
Devin lost it. Like he ain't taking it well. And the fact that he's doing this is letting you know he ain't taking it well. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes, but I just see nothing but people clowning him, nothing but bad things in the future. And oh my God, if he get in the ring with like a real fighter, like if he, let's say in the future he make a big fight against somebody like Teofimo Lopez or somebody like Shakur, somebody like Tank Davis, man, they gonna be eating his ass alive in press conferences, man.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be going, they gonna have that boy mentally cooked before the fight even happen, man.
Now, Naga, let me ask you this real fast. Okay, they clowning Devin already. They've been clowning him. You know, his reputation been taking a drop. Eddie Hearn come out and talked about him. That took another drop. Came back in, another drop, everything. So do you think that he might just say, you know what? He gonna just forget the lawsuit and do not sue because he's taking a big hit. Everybody complaining about it, Calvin Ford, everybody. Will he just say, okay, you know what? Let's drop it. Let's just drop it and get on with my career.
I think the only way that happens is if they get in the court, they start arguing, and it becomes clear that his legal team is getting their ass whooped. And if it's looking closer and closer, like Ryan is about to prove that he didn't do the shit on purpose, and Ryan's team is just kicking Devin's team ass, I think they'll drop the lawsuit before they just go through with it and just let the judge dismiss it himself. You know what I'm saying? I think they'll try to control the public narrative. So I don't think they'll drop it until they're made to drop it, meaning that they losing really, really badly, and then they get in the office and Pat English look at them and like, look, dog, we losing this case. Let's go ahead and spin this shit. Let's say we dropping the case and we want it back in blood, and we don't, and we tired, and let's just move forward. Because if the judge dismisses it, that means that the judge sided with Ryan. And if they side with Ryan on this shit and they say, look, we can't prove that he did it on purpose, based on the testimony from this expert and that expert, we really believe it was cross-contamination. Now you got the court system saying that shit. And, bro, that is going to be a nightmare. That is going to be a nightmare for Devin and them. So I think if they're losing, if they're winning, obviously they're going to go and get their millions. They're going to make, if they kicking Ryan ass in the court, then they're going to go get their money. They ain't dropping that shit at all. But if they are getting their ass whooped,
man,
and it's looking more and more like trust me, it being in the court is like being in any other competition. These lawyers know when they getting their ass whooped, man.
Oh yeah, they know they don't have a case or they losing.
Yeah, they'll know, and so he'll tell them like, hey man, we might need to drop this shit. Let's cut our losses. Here's a statement we should come up with. Let's come up with a statement to try to spin this shit, and give our fans and the content creators to ride for you. Let's give them a narrative to push because this shit ain't looking good. But we need to drop this case because they whooping our ass. I think they will go that route before they let the judge just throw it out and dismiss it, and just show that they just overall lost the case. So I think that will be the route. Like, if they getting their ass kicked, they'll drop it. If they not getting their ass kicked, then they gonna go through with it. But they got enough support from their 72 fans. They got 72 fans, Devin and Bill. They got enough support from their 72 fans to where they're gonna go through with this case and see if they can try to wiggle something or win something. But if it start going bad, I think they'll get out of it, man. I think they'll do something else, bro.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm thinking too. And opening LD, he's right about. There's a lot of guys around him or them that claim to think Devin is face of boxing and he can outbox anybody, this and that. And he bought into it. And then if you look at it, he didn't fight nothing but small guys. Then once he fought someone that actually was his size, then he bit the bullet. Now, once you get to 140, and from 140 to 147, I looked at the landscape, right? Now, Devin might have a chance, maybe against maybe two. And that's all I'm gonna give him. Now he caught in a rock and a hard place. So we're gonna have to make some money, and cause I don't think he'll ever be champion again. That's how I'm looking at it. Unless he go and fight somebody in rank number 10, 15, or something like that. But yeah, you got a lot of people that boost him up, and they bought into it. Bill went on, and Devin admitted it. He went on a spree to boost his name up, get his name out there, and he used YouTube to do it. He used YouTube content creators to do it. And I'm not going to say no names or nothing like that because that's not important. But the thing is that that's what he did. That's what they did, and they bought into it. Devin Haney, he's the best fighter it is. Yeah, well, at that weight class he did because he didn't want to leave that weight class. But once he can make, and weight classes are there for a reason. And once he started looking like the elephant man, trying to make weight and everything, he don't want to leave because he knows what happens once you get up there and weight with other fighters. But you fought the weakest link, weakest program, at that time.
What I'm worried about is not even whether or not he can win fights at 140, 147. It's the promoter's reaction to him now. Like, everyone is trying to, they're setting him up to fail if they want to do business with him at all, right? I mean, look at what happened since the Ryan Garcia fight. You have only one promoter bid on this fight with Sandor Martin, and that was Top Rank. And the bid was so low in Devin Haney's mind that he decided to just drop his belt. So now, what do we have? You have Eddie Hearn. The only fight that Eddie Hearn offered up to Devin Haney was for him to go to Australia to fight a southpaw and Liam Perot in Australia to try to put everything in Liam Perot's advantage. So it's not necessarily about can he win these fights or anything like that. Who's jumping to do business with him? No one was jumping to do business with him before he sued. Now he's suing. Now he's suing Oscar De La Hoya and Ryan Garcia too. So you done alienated Top Rank. You done alienated Matchroom. You done alienated Golden. Boy, where you gonna go, bro? What you gonna do? Who got to fight for you? So that's where I'm at with it. Like, I want to see what fight he gets next, who he does business with, how much he gets paid, and what they decide to do with him moving forward. Because people don't want to have to worry about getting sued if things don't go your way.
I stumbled across a content creator. He was having a show about the same subject. He be on your panel, Dean by me. Yeah, and he was saying the same thing. Where who would do business with Devin? Will he call Al? And he's not gonna call Al Heyman. They're not gonna do that because you got Floyd over there. You got Floyd over there and this and that. And it's kind of like you don't want to do that. So I think he can work back with Eddie.
Not only that, but PBC, they looking to they try to make big fights. So you call over there, you're going to get a Gervonta Davis, you're going to get a Gary Antoine Russell, you might get Bio, you know what I mean? You're going to get some aggressive people that's coming to ain't going to be no, ain't going to be no JoJo Diaz's and shit like that, man. Ain't going to be no Sandor Martins and shit when you going over there. With your name, they going to want you in a big fight, bro.
Wow.
Ain't gonna be no, you know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no Joe Cordina and shit, man. You ain't finna get in the ring with no Montana Love and shit, dog. They gonna make you get in the ring with somebody that's gonna bring that fire to you, bro. Or somebody that can outbox you probably, like an Alberto Puello. Like they gonna give you some people, dog. They not finna be playing with, they not gonna play with you. So that's gonna be the issue if you go over there. And again, bro, like it's not just me saying this. Look at how they reacting to him, KQ. Look at Matchroom. Matchroom ain't bid on this fight with Sandor. Matchroom is like, shit. We ain't. Eddie told you, like, oh, shit, we might, $1 million, for a tune-up or whatever. But if you want big money, you got to go to Australia and fight Perot. Like these dudes is kind of, they looking at Devin and Bill sideways, man. So we'll see how that shit play out. So you said about him losing and winning the fights competitively. I think that's a different conversation. I'm not here to say he can or cannot win. I'm looking at these promoters and how they reacting to him and do they want to do business with him or not, bro.
Right.
Looking at so, but that's really all I got on it for right now. Obviously, we got to talk about Tank Davis's reaction to it.
Okay, real fast. So you think he gonna overcome this, Devin?
I think he can, but it's gonna be a tall tale. I think again, bro, these Devin fans, they drive me crazy because I think the way to get over it was, number one, when promoters are trying to treat you the way that promoters are trying to treat Devin, you need something that they want. You need something that they can't ignore, something that's gonna keep you getting fights, and that's a belt. So I think him dropping that goddamn belt with Sandor Martin, I think that was the stupidest shit he could do. He's still champion in recess right now. He need to exercise that shit as soon as possible to try to get a belt back so he can come to the table with something to where guys got to either do business with him because they got his mandatory signed to him, and so he got to fight his mandatory, so he'll get a fight that way, or he can have that belt and keep calling out the other champions in his division. He can have that belt and have the ability to move up and petition to get an immediate shot at a title. That's how he's going to have to move within the sport of boxing, because he doesn't have the ability to make promoters want to do business with him because he's bringing so much money to the table. He's making them a whole lot of money. He's going to have to make them do business with him because of what he got that they may want. And right now, they're able to behave this way towards him because he ain't got shit that they want.
Yeah.
He put it. He should have took. I think he would have made $1.5 million to fight Sandor Martin. He should have took that money, used that as a tune-up, because Sandor Martin's not a dangerous fighter. He's a really good boxer, but he's not gonna knock you out.
Right.
It's not gonna hurt you. You know what I mean? It'll give you good experience against the southpaw, good experience getting your feet wet, and then that way, if you beat Sandor Martin, now if you're trying to negotiate with Liam Perot, guess what? Now Eddie can't just try to little boy you because it's a unification fight. And now you have room to negotiate. But guess what? The other part of the Liam Perot shit is Liam Perot was the IBF champion. And since Devin Haney was in recess, that means the IBF 10-pound rehydration rule would have applied if Devin Haney had made that fight. So he would have had to go to Australia, and he would have had to adhere to the IBF rehydration rule since only the IBF was on the line. So the other thing is, by keeping your WBC belt, now every champion fight is a unification, and you don't have to worry about no rehydration limit. So just from every angle, that was a bad move and a stupid ass decision to drop that belt.
You know what I said too. I don't know why he did that.
Because we both know Devin Haney's fight night weight is one of the most important things that is very important for his success. Because he's a big dude, right? He cuts 40, then he can come in between 160, 165 the night of the fight. That's something that he needs to be a really good version of himself. So by dropping your belt, you take that away because now you negotiating with the IBF champion, and the IBF got an automatic hydration clause on your ass. So now you be stupid to take that fight, all because you didn't fight Sandor Martin to keep your belt the first time. And people were saying, and his fans were arguing that it was good for him to drop the belt. His value is not the belt. His value is just simply that he's Devin the Dream Haney. Well, how's that working out for him right now?
Right. Yeah.
So I think he got to move smarter, man. He's getting very, 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 very bad advice in my opinion on how he's moving, what he's doing, what he's choosing to do. It's been a bad year, man. It's been a bad year. If you Devin Haney 2025 can't get here fast enough, man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But
all right, that's all I got. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about your favorite fighter, man, or one of them. Your boy from Puerto Rico. Your boy by
Yeah.
way of New York, Xander Zayas, man. What you think of his performance?
I think he did a great job. He didn't go out there trying to showboat or anything like that. He knew he had a big Mexican fighter in front of him, and strong at that too. And what he did was he boxed him. It did get a little brawling, a little bit in there, and he was a faster fighter, and he was throwing in combinations. I'm talking about 2 or 3 pieces, and
Yeah.
I'm talking about left, upstairs, and downstairs to the stern. So I mean, he did a great job. He was up on his toes. And he's getting taller, it look like to me, but still he's only 22, and he's learning fast. And one thing about it is they are matching him up tough. They are matching him up tough, in my opinion. And he handling it. He handling it very well. And he not afraid to go ahead and let his hands go. He been doing that. And only thing about it is he got fast hands, but he just don't sit down on the punches like I would like him to. You
Yeah.
know, because he's trying to get in, get out, and get back. For the counter come. Now he did get hit a couple times because he didn't get back in time and put the glove up. But still in all, he did a great job. I think he did a great job. And one thing about Xander also, he got to sit down on them punches and get some knockouts. I don't want to see him going the distance every time he fight. But like I said, I was a big guy, and sometimes you might have to go the distance. So, but I think he did a great job, man. I like what he did.
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah. Xander got some fluid combinations. And he got
Mhm.
some good feet, and he moves around the ring well, and he's very fluid, man. I like the way that he fought the other night. Somebody just put it in the chat. He was able to make Damian Sosa fight the way that he wanted him to fight. He was able to tame him a little bit, like a kind of bull matador situation. So I did enjoy that. I did like that, and I know you love Xander, but he's in that division, man. 154 pounds. He's in a tough division for him to
Yeah.
get to the top of it and him to be able to compete against those guys. So Top Rank is moving him good, but I want to see what he look like against the guys that's at the top of the division. So we'll see if anything cross promotionally can be done for him, or what Turkey can do for Top Rank, since Top Rank is really under Turkey's thumb right now, because Top Rank don't really have nobody for Xander to fight. That's why he's fighting the guys that he's fighting. All of the big names, they fight on Golden Boy, they fight on DAZN, they fight on Matchroom and PBC. There's really no one at 154 pounds at Top Rank for him to fight. So I want to see him in big fights. He's highly ranked in the WBO. Obviously, that's Bob Abrams' belt. Sebastian Fundora is the WBO champion right now. I want to see Xander start moving up. He's 20-0 now. You know what I mean? 20-0, 12 knockouts. I know he's only 22 years old, but he got 20 fights. What we doing with him? Because he's already showed what he can do against the level of opposition that he's been fighting. It's time for him to move up in opposition and maybe fight, maybe a former world champion. See what Tony Harrison is doing. I think that's a good name for him.
You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute, knockout. You're on mute. You're on mute. I hear something in the background. Can you hear me? Yeah, you're on mute. Okay, he'll be right back. All right, but yeah, can't hear. You can, yeah. He'll be right back. I don't know, man. I think it's me and him. Our lines be crossing. I think I'm gonna have to make sure I got the updated version of StreamYard. I think I should have, but he live in a rural area, all the way out there, and not country, but So he lives in a rural area, so it might be my line. So
Nah,
all right.
that was me. Wife was taking my daughter to work, and the Bluetooth connected to the car when she was leaving out the garage. So that was my bad.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard. I
Yeah,
thought I heard somebody talking.
yeah,
So,
you probably heard my daughter and my wife talking as they were leaving the house. My bad. But yeah,
oh,
all I was saying was I don't know what all y'all heard, so I'll just sum it up real quick. Good performance from Sanders Zayas. He got 20 fights. I want to see him step it up. The unfortunate thing is there's really no work for him over at Top Rank at 154 pounds. But I do think fighting somebody like a Tony Harrison, a former champion, somebody that's on the tail end that used to be really good. I want to see him fight somebody like that. But the guys that he's been fighting, it's time for him to step up from them. So that's really all I got. I thought he fought well, boxed well. He made Damian Sosa fight his fight. And I think that Xander Zayas is ready to step up to new competition with 20 professional fights, a couple of 10-rounders under his belt. It's time for Top Rank to see what he really got. But 154 pounds, man, that's a tough division. It's a lot of smoke up there. So I don't know if he can get to the top of it, but I love to see the young man try for sure.
Yeah, like I say, he's only 22, so he's still growing. But like you say, like I told everyone, 154 is hot on fire right now, and has been for a while, more than 147. So man, I can't wait to see what come out of that. Fondura and whatever, Crawford or Earl, whoever, I can't wait to see.
Yeah. So yeah, you ain't lying. So obviously you got it in the thumbnail too. You're talking about Tank Davis and the hate that he receives with Floyd Mayweather, and how no matter what Tank Davis does, it seems like somebody always has something negative to say about it. One of the things we were talking about Devin Haney earlier, Tank Davis responded to that. And I wanted to get your thoughts on that, and just Tank Davis, Lamont Roach, just what's going on in the world of Tank, in general. So somebody tweeted out that Bill Haney threatened that he was going to have Devin Haney kill Ryan Garcia, that if Ryan Garcia dies, he dies. And then now Devin Haney and his dad are trying to sue Ryan Garcia for battery. Tank Davis responded to this, and he said, hey, man, crazy how life works. Basically pointing to the karma, pointing to the irony and the fact that you threatened to kill somebody, then alleging, battery against the same person that you said you was going in there to try to kill. So he has something to say about that. Also, he was on Twitter late yesterday, and somebody asked him, and he confirmed, he didn't say who the opponent was, but somebody asked him, when you fighting again, who you fighting or whatever, and he said, I'll be back this year. So he confirmed that he's back this year, like we've been saying. He said it himself. So you got that going on, and then you got the Lamont Roach situation. A lot of people saying that he's fighting Lamont Roach. Just what's your overall thoughts on Tank Davis right now and what he's dealing with, and kind of all the criticism that he's getting and backlash that he's getting for basically nothing, because he ain't announced no fight. Just what's your thoughts on him right now, man?
Well, like I've been saying, now I hear they are in talks secretly with Lomachenko, but that's a big lie, big clickbait, because Kenny Ellis came out and said, no, that's not true. People make up anything for views. Clickbaiting, like I told you all, clickbaiting, I don't do. If I don't know, I don't know. I let y'all know if I hear something or allegedly. I ain't gonna say sources said, right? But the thing about it is, Tank is taking a lot of backlash because who he is. And I call it the Mayweather effect. That's what I call it. Now, for those that are old enough to remember, when he beat Oscar De La Hoya, ever since then on up, he got more hate, and it escalated. Why? Because he was undefeated. Tank. He put butts in the seats. Tank. And he was the face of boxing. Tank. So it's the Mayweather effect. Now it's moved over to Gervonta Davis. Now you can say what you want. Duck this, duck that. He can't make these guys fight him. Now, I'm not a big fanboy. No. But right is right. And is it fair? No, it's not fair. Because he's doing everything and anything possible to make a fight happen. And when you're at that level, it's gonna happen, because somebody gonna want that money and that experience of fighting someone like a Gervonta Davis. Now, sure, you got other great fighters or whatever, but now you got guys like Keyshawn Davis. Here we go again. Round and round we go. Where it stop, we don't know. Then you got guys like Keyshawn Davis calling out Tank. But guess what? He got a fight coming up. Back to the same old, right? But when they don't have a fight coming up, I'll fight you. Then you got Tio. Tio said, man, I don't got nothing to do. Tank ain't got nothing to do. But see, what you trying to do is you trying to make him come up to 140 and put him pretty much to a disadvantage. He fights at 135, and that's it. He don't fight at 140. He don't fight at 147. So miss me with that. So once everything, all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted, then that's when you know. But you got to be patient. Don't guess. Yes, we can talk about it. We can wish he fight this person, whatever. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But don't just say, oh, he's fighting this guy and leave it like that. It's not fair. It's not fair to the subscribers, channel members, or nothing like that in the sport of boxing. It's not fair. So when you do find out, and only one going to let you know is none other than Leonard Ellaby, Gervonta Davis, and Al Heyman. And I doubt Al talked to anybody. All right? So that's what you got. So, but Tank, is not fair that he's taking the criticism, because this shows you he's the face of boxing knockout. Because everybody wants to see him. Everybody wants to see him fight.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see him lose.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So hurry up, Tank. So that's what they want. But see, Floyd Mayweather, he turned it around on everybody. And he cashed in on that hate.
Yeah.
So it's the Mayweather effect that Tank Davis is having.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that, and I ain't even here to disagree with you, shoot. But what I will say is on the Devin Haney stuff, Tank Davis responding to Devin Haney and saying crazy how life works. A lot of people are upset that he said that, and I don't understand why. It's one of those things where, is he kicking Devin Haney while he's down? I believe that he is, but they rivals, man. They don't like each other. They ain't taking the high road. Devin was just trying to clown him because he thought he was fighting Lamont Roach. So if Devin clown Tank Davis for a fight announcement that he don't know is true or not, why can't Tank Davis clown Devin Haney for suing Ryan Garcia if he don't agree with it? And I mean, you got to understand, this is a team in the Haneys that they were laughing and they were making jokes and they were passing around mug shots when Tank Davis got arrested for something that turned out he didn't even do.
Exactly.
So when you do that, you can't get mad if somebody is gonna laugh at your expense as well when you down. So I think people are being very, very soft about this situation. Let them young men go back and forth. Let them be rivals. And when they fight, that's going to make the build-up better. That's going to make the press conference better. And that'll have to make, more be on the line and be more at stake when they do get in the ring and they do fight. Hopefully, assuming that they fight. So I don't understand why people are expecting Tank Davis to be some sort of saint or take some sort of high road or stick to some sort of code when it comes to Devin Haney, because we've all been documenting. I've watched Devin Haney and his daddy tell lies and denigrate and talk shit about Tank Davis from the moment I started the channel, bro.
Yeah.
So what's the deal? So that part of it I don't understand. And if you really look at what he's saying, bro, that is ironic. That is karma. That is crazy that you was talking about killing somebody and now the shit went the other way and now you suing them for battery, bro. Like that, like people gonna point that shit out, bro.
Yeah.
Supposed to be a what Bill and them say? You supposed to be a bona fide street nigga, right? That's what you said about yourself. So people gonna do that, bro. People gonna do that. Rich is in here right now. Rich is gonna talk shit about Tank. You don't get off about it. You just talk shit about his favorite fighter, and y'all go back and forth, and you leave it at that, bro. But this idea that Tank is supposed to take some sort of high road, Tank is supposed to bend his back to not say nothing negative about Devin Haney. Just last week before that, Devin was clowning Tank Davis over a Lamont Roach fight announcement, bro. Like, come on, dog. Like, they gonna clown each other. The problem that people have, KQ, in my opinion, is that Tank is cooking Devin right now. Everything he's saying is kind of hitting home, and he's continuing to shut Devin the fuck up. Like, Devin ain't got no response for him. Devin just sitting there back taking it because he can't say shit, bro. He can't say nothing. So he getting cooked, and so it's hurting people's feelings, I guess, in that regard. Now, as far as the actual hate that you're talking about, you and I talked about it yesterday for a little bit. It's he can't do nothing, right? If he fight Lomachenko, Lomachenko too old. If he fight Rayo, he weight drain Rayo. If he fight Teofimo, he weight drain Teofimo. If he fight Lamont Roach, he weight bullying him. So it's like, bro, I just want to see him active. I want to see him active. Like, I want to see him active. I want to see him fight. And it is what it is with that, bro. But he is definitely getting a lot of hate for winning. And a lot of hate because a lot of fans want their favorite fighter in his position, bro. They want their fighter to be the face of boxing. They want their fighter to be the one that fans gravitate towards. And it's just not happening. For whatever reason, people choose to gravitate towards Gervonta Tank Davis. His main thing is just keep winning, because the more that he wins, the louder the hate is going to get, the more that people are going to watch him, and it's going to make him an even bigger name in the sport of boxing. But the key is he got to keep winning, KQ. He cannot lose. So, you know, and that's the other thing, right? And then I'll pass it back to you. The other thing that I noticed, too, is like people are mad at how Tank Davis and Tank Davis fans are responding to Devin Haney right now in his lawsuit and kind of the Ryan Garcia shit. A lot of people are upset about that. But those same people, man, let Tank Davis lose the fight. Let Tank Davis be in that position. They gonna cook him, man. They gonna clown him. How do you get mad at somebody for doing some shit you know you would do yourself if you was in that position? If every diehard Devin fan that can hear my voice right now, bro, that's probably watching in the shadows, not typing or whatever the hell going on. If Tank Davis loses his next fight, or if he would have lost to Ryan Garcia or Frank Martin, y'all are going to eviscerate that man. So don't be surprised, because both sides know how this shit go. Don't be surprised that if your guy lose or your guy take a L or he do some shit that people can make fun of, they're going to mock him. That's the game. That's the game. That's what's going to happen. So I just find it funny, man. I find it funny, man. Like it's just like, stop all the hate and just keep it 100, bro. Like, Devin lost first, so he getting it right now. If Tank Davis ever, he gonna get that shit, and it's gonna be 10 times over. And I guarantee you this: you won't hear me cry about it, because that's what come with this shit, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's all I got for it, man. It's just he getting a lot of hate, and I can see it clear as day that no matter who he fight, no matter what he do, people gonna hate on him. You know what I mean? If he fight Rayo, and the crazy thing is, they say he weight bullying Rayo. They say he weight bullying Lamont Roach if he fight Lamont Roach at 135. But then they want to watch Teofimo, Devin Haney, and Rayo try to weight bully him and make him go up to 140 to fight them.
That's the thing about it. I don't understand that, and I mentioned that too. Also, you know, you put a rehydration clause on a fighter, and to come in at a certain weight. Well, you got to come in at a certain weight too. So you draining your own self. And this is what I was trying to explain to what's that, Kid Austin, his father and him. They saying, well, I ain't taking no weight no rehydration clause. Dude, you short, you little. He don't have to put one on you. You know, I mean, think about
it. He hasn't put anybody under a rehydration clause that's made 135.
Exactly.
If you make 135, there's no rehydration clause. You can do whatever you want. He just wants you to make the weight.
Exactly. You know, Mario, Barrio, I'm thinking Ryan. I think those are the only two he did, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and both of them didn't want to make 135.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, both didn't want to make 135. But the hypocrisy and that's how I know a lot of people want to see the young man lose, KQ, because if he's pulling up Lamont Roach, he's a weight bully. But if someone pulls him up to 140, that's what he's supposed to do. So he's a weight bully,
Right.
but why do they want to fight him at 140? It's the same thing, bro.
Right.
So just really just take a step back. So if you're Tank Davis, in order to make some people happy, right? What you would have to do is you got to give a fighter his highest payday. You got to put him on pay-per-view. You got to make sure he can make back-end money on pay-per-view. And we want to see you go fight him in his weight class. Then we'll be happy. Do you understand how crazy that shit sounds? So
I know.
if you gonna fight Lamont Roach, we want to see you put him on pay-per-view, give him a high-ass payday. We want to see him. We want to see him get some back-end money, change his whole life, change his family life. Oh yeah, and by the way, to prove your greatness, you got to go back down and fight him at 130. Then we'll be happy.
Right.
Like, come on, dog. Like,
Right.
no
Ain't
one else.
nobody doing that.
Who else has these type of expectations, man?
Right. I bet they want Canelo to do that.
No, bro. So I gotta give you the biggest bag ever, and I gotta give you the competitive advantage.
Right.
Just
Right.
tell the world you want to see him lose. That's all.
Yeah.
Just tell you want to see him lose, and then move on, and we can all move on from it. But that's all I got on that right now, man. You got anything else on it?
Well, I just want to say this. Listen, if Tank can't find no one that's available or whatever can fight right now, I don't care who he fight. He can fight damn Donald Duck. I don't care, because the people want to see him fight, and I'm gonna tell you, inactivity always destroys a fighter. We already seen that in Earl Spence or whatever.
Tell him KQ, we content creators.
Yes.
When it's Tank Davis fight week, shit, them videos and them live streams do real well.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, calling that Tank Davis card.
Yeah.
That's real good. That morning after show, after the Tank Davis fight, real good.
Right.
Real good. We want to see him fight. Shit.
Yeah, that's all. Just want to see him fight. And most of y'all do too. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I say, hey, I don't care who you fight. So that's all I got. Yeah.
All right. So last topic, man. Obviously, Michaela Mayer pulled it out against Sandy Ryan over the weekend. Friday night. Hell of a fight, man. Hell of a fight. Really, really good. What's your thoughts on that fight, man?
Man, I mean, these women need 12-round fights for championships. I mean, they need 3-minute fights, 3-minute rounds. I mean, Ryan, she was throwing some blows. And Mayer, I didn't even know she had a chin like that. Yeah. Man, she was taking punches flush. But Al Mitchell had her together, and she came back and threw 1, 2, 3, 4 piece. And I'm talking about mean intentions. And man, I liked it. I mean, that was the highlight to me on that card. The women, they was going at it, and they only had 2-minute rounds, but they got it in 2 minutes, especially with the 10-second clapper. When the 10 seconds got there, man, they let it go. Man, they want to steal the round, so they were going at it. And Sandy Ryan, and she only had 7, 8 wins on a fight on her belt. So
9 fights. She only got 9 fights.
9 fights, and she's I think she's almost 31, 32. So I mean, she got to step it up, speed it up. But Mayer, now she's a champion again, and so Baumgartner, she had a no contest, so with a head clash. But yeah, I liked it, man, and I think Mayer, she pulled it out, but I was looking for a draw. Out
the fight, but Sandy Ryan, she know what she was up against. They was throwing paint against her. They threw paint at her leaving the hotel.
I know, I saw that, man. Yeah,
they wasn't messing with old Sandy Ryan for whatever reason. So, but she was in top ranked territory. They fighting for buy belt, the WBO. Michaela Mayer is a top ranked fighter. You already know you got to win that fight convincingly, and you already know what they got you there to do. They got you there to cough up that belt.
Yeah.
Make your ass. So she should have tried to be more dominant in the fight. And she was landing bombs, but Michaela Mayer was able to kind of beat her to the punch, pivot out a lot, and you could see Michaela Mayer's punches and movement was working a little bit better. But Sandy Ryan, when she was able to get on the inside, when she was able to get to Michaela Mayer, you could clearly see cracking. She was trying to do her thing and kind of let her hands go. But I thought it was a really good fight. I do agree though with the 3-minute rounds thing because I think of the size of Sandy Ryan. I think of the how she kind of had very strong back half of the rounds and shit. I think if 3-minute rounds, I think Sandy Ryan probably would have had a better chance to win that fight. Or if they're not gonna do 3-minute rounds, can they championships be 12 rounds too? Like, what's up with all it? Like, they like something.
The championships 10 rounds.
I know it needs to be 12.
Right. Now, I ain't heard nothing about it. Now, last year they said at the convention they was gonna give them 3-minute rounds. Well, they ain't gave it to them yet, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Now,
Like,
Amanda Serrano, she fought 3-minute rounds.
yes, she did.
But that was her, So and yes, Clarissa Shields, she did it first. Okay.
Yeah, you better say that because Clarissa, she got a show.
Yep.
Man, she want to be included in the man list. She want to be. If she did something, say that shit. You better say that shit. She want to be all. Clarissa Shields got the biggest chip on her shoulder I've never seen in my life. Boy, they put up a list KQ and it'll have all the men undisputed champions up there. Oh, she coming up under that tweet. What about me? What about me? I'm the GOAT. I did the shit first. She ain't right. She is not.
To me, I don't think she's in GLOW. I'm sorry, y'all, but I feel Cecilia Brackens. I believe she did enough to be that have that title. So that's how I feel. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. Now, we got a couple minutes. It's a lot of people agreeing with Devin Haney, including Clarissa Shields. Since you brought her up, she said, "Sue the shit out of Ryan, Devin." And Ryan Garcia has reacted. He said he countersuing Bill Haney and Devin Haney. It's already turning into a circus, man, with people reacting to it. What Ryan is saying, he's saying he gonna sue them back and countersue them and shit. People are putting up evidence of Ryan begging Bill to stop the fight. It's talking about how can he be performing battery if he's begging you to stop the fight and shit. So it's already getting crazy, man. So the last thought on the lawsuit that I wanted to ask you about, do you think that we will ever see Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia share the ring again?
I don't think so. I don't think so. It's not that Ryan might not want to. It's that Devin, I think it's something inside him that he wants to stay away from Ryan. I'm not saying Ryan is big old monster and this and that. I just think he don't, too bad memories. And he's young and he can't handle it. He just can't handle it. He's not one of them fighters that fought through broken jaws. He's not one of them fighters that went through a broken hand and fought with one hand and things like that and healed and came back. No, he's not one of them type of fighters. He was one of them little spoiled fighters, spoiled brats. When his father still cut his pancakes, and then also he listened and buying to all the paid channels, and they and he bought into it. And then when he take a loss or embarrassment or whatever, he can't handle it. He just can't handle it. And in my southpaw voice, he just ain't built like that.
If I had to guess, I'd say the only way that they probably fight again is at the end of their career. I think so? I think at the very end, kind of going away, Devin and Ryan might fight again. But as far as like anytime soon, I don't think that shit happening, man. I don't think it's any shot that should happen because it's too much on the line for Devin. And I don't think he's going into that type of fight like that, bro. Because if he lose to Ryan, all them excuses go out the window. All that if he lose to him with nothing in Ryan's system, he can kiss a lot of paydays goodbye. So I think he's gonna try to get as many easy paydays as he can. And then maybe fight Ryan at the end. Or maybe, because if you lose Ryan again, you for sure fucking up that Tank fight. So I think he probably tries to have a couple of easy paydays, a few of them, try to hope Tank Davis pick him, try to get back to attaching himself to Tank. And then maybe Tank, when he comes up to 140, he fights him or some shit like that. Other than that, though, I don't see him and Ryan fighting again because it's too risky. It's too damn risky. That's why I think they're trying to get that money the way they're trying to get that money in their lawsuit. So
Yep.
A fighter that had any interest in fighting Ryan again wouldn't be suing them. Because if you lose, then Ryan gonna be like, man, fuck that. I ain't giving you no shot. You drug me to court, wasting my time. I'm good. And then even if you win, he for sure ain't gonna fight you again. So we'll see how that shit go, man. But for me, I hope they do fight again. I think that's the best way for Devin to build his name back up. But I don't see it happening anytime soon. That's really all I got, man. It's 10:30, man. You got anything else?
No, Karma, Serene. I was saying that his daddy still cut his pancakes.
That's crazy.
That's all I was saying. But that's all I got. That's all I got, knockout. All right. And
I appreciate y'all. Y'all smash KQ like button on the way out. KQ, another one for the books.
Yes, sir.
Y'all soon, man.
Yes, sir. And thank you everybody for coming out. And I'll be live tomorrow, same time, same place, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. And knockout, you be live tomorrow?
Yes, sir. I'll be live tomorrow night, 7:30, Wednesday night at 7:30, and Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And I'll see y'all all soon. We gone, man. See y'all.
All right. I'll talk to y'all later. All right. I'm living it up. Oh.
This song is dedicated to all those ballers out there and all those hustlers and just people out there just getting their money on, you know what I'm saying? To all of you haters, just remember this. I'm living it up, y'all.